I'm not talking about the party line. I'm not talking about the popular religion, popularly organized religion. There's a lot about within Christianity that gets on my nerves. There's a lot that I find repulsive, and things that make me want to step back, and things that make me to want to disassociate a bit. And sometimes I have wanted to shake hands with the atheistic camps because I felt like they're paying more attention to the earth that we live on and the universe in which we live, and they're making better use of reason and being more scrupulous about accepting what's true and what's not true. But it's not true that atheists are always the best at doing that. There are Christians that are just as scrupulous about those things as there are atheists. And so I'm not saying that it's always the atheistic view or the atheistic way of looking at things is the better of the two. I'm simply saying, me having been a Christian most of my life, I've been on the inside, and I'm well aware of a lot of the dirt, a lot of the corruption, the corrosiveness that is all within. And sometimes I've wanted to step outside and look in, and not ever wanting to try to break myself off from God, but more to see how more in tune to God I could become. I don't think God is honored when we don't speak the truth. And I think we owe it to ourselves and to our journey, our success with the journey. We owe it to be, I'm going to use the word, servants of truth, no matter what the truth is, and whenever it is that we learn it, whatever is true now, what's true tomorrow, what was true yesterday, in other words, we don't accept lies, we don't accept falsehood, no matter how uncomfortable it makes us feel. That atom smasher thing. I gleaned through an article the other day that said something like, I think it was a Yahoo article that said something that the laws of physics might have to be rewritten because of things that are being discovered through that. And then I've read articles about that are being, about discoveries about things going on in the human body and in the cell and in genetics and things that are going on in our universe and things that are going on, things that are just basically saying to us, we know so very little, when it comes to things about our universe, things about Earth, things about living. We know so little, we're all the time being baffled, and I'm like, well, if it's possible that the human cell and the microscopic things and the great big things and can baffle us and leave us speechless, leave us begging for more answers, leave us, wondering what we really do know and what we really do understand, And then you try to say, well, what about God? How can we possibly understand all there is about God? God would certainly have to be greater than anything that we could ever think of, and but yet the things that we're thinking about are so small, Oh, me. And, what if God, is the kind of being that has purposely left himself all through creation, but yet a bit distanced from it, Or maybe it's not that way at all. Maybe God is right in front of us everywhere all along, and it's we who have not yet learned how to recognize how God speaks and what God does, and on and on. The Bible says a fool says in his heart there is no God, and that makes sense to me, but I would also think that a foolish person would present himself as if he knew everything about God. No. Anyway, I'm not saying any of that makes anything more clear to you or any less clear, but just let it be known, I have chosen to place my bets on believing that God is, and that God is a rewarder of those who diligently seek God. And I'm placing my bets that Jesus Christ is the Son of God and that God has raised him from the dead. I'm placing my bets that the resurrection of Jesus Christ has set the standard, if you will, about our resurrection after we've been dead for a while. And yes, I'm believing in a hope that lies beyond the grave. Yes, but I'm not going to use any of that as an excuse to be lazy with my life here. I do the best I can with what I have to work with. And it doesn't mean that I'm always reading the Bible, that I'm always praying. I'm talking about my whole, and the balance of my whole life, Doing my best. For one thing, I don't want to bring dishonor to God, but then there are a lot of things in there that are fuzzy even with me, and I'm still wrestling with things, and yeah. So anyway, so you'll see on my channel, you'll see I've got videos of contemporary Christian music, old gospel songs, and some of my own singing, things that are, in Christianity, things that I enjoy and things that, you'll see that on my channel. But you'll also see a mixture of other things too that may not seem so Christian, and I'll talk about that too. Well, let me go ahead and make a comment or two about those things. Early in my videos, when I was first making videos, I guess the most immediate thing I wanted to get off my chest then was the gay thing, and how it